The ninth commandment, "Ye shall not bear false witness against your neighbor," Exodus 20 verse 16, stands as a profound moral pillar in both biblical law and human ethics. Though it appears simple on the surface, this commandment reaches far beyond the act of lying in a courtroom. It addresses the deeper spiritual and social consequences of dishonesty, slander, and deceit. It reminds humanity that truth is sacred, an essential reflection of God's nature, and that falsehood corrupts both individual character and community trust. At its core, the ninth commandment safeguards truth and justice. In ancient Israel, bearing false witness was not merely a personal sin but a crime that could destroy lives, reputations, and entire communities. A single false testimony could condemn an innocent person or pervert the course of justice. Thus, this law served as both a moral and social safeguard, preserving the integrity of communal life. Truth was not to be manipulated for personal gain, revenge, or political reasons. It was to be upheld as a divine standard by which society remained righteous and stable. Spiritually, the ninth commandment reveals the heart, mind, and moral character of God Himself. Scripture declares that God is truth, and in Him there is no deceit, John 14 verse 6, Titus 1 verse 2. Therefore, when one bears false witness, one opposes the very essence of God's nature and character, and aligns instead with the father of lies, Satan, John 8 verse 44. This commandment thus becomes a call to spiritual integrity, a reminder that the tongue is powerful, capable of building or destroying, blessing or cursing. To lie is not merely to deceive another, it is to distort the image of God within oneself. In a broader moral sense, the ninth commandment teaches that truth-telling is foundational to human relationships. Trust cannot exist where deceit prevails. In marriages, friendships, communities, and nations, all depend on the truthfulness of words and the sincerity of hearts. When people speak truthfully, they participate in divine order. When they lie, they invite chaos. Bearing false witness erodes the moral fabric of society, leading to division, suspicion, and injustice. The health of any civilization, therefore, rests upon its reverence for truth. The New Testament deepens this commandment's meaning by expanding its scope from outward testimony to inward purity. The Apostle Paul exhorts believers, "Speak the truth in love," Ephesians 4 verse 15. This commandment is not only about avoiding lies but also about cultivating authenticity and transparency in one's words and actions. Truth spoken without love becomes cruelty, love without truth becomes hypocrisy. The mature believer learns to unite both, mirroring Christ's heart, mind, and character, who embodied grace and truth perfectly. False witness also includes slander, gossip, and half-truths, forms of deception that can destroy reputations and sow discord. Proverbs 6 verses 16 to 19 lists, "A false witness who speaks lies, is among the 7 things God hates." Such deceitful speech undermines peace and fosters conflict. In our modern world of digital communication and social media, where misinformation can spread instantly, this commandment remains profoundly relevant. It challenges us to examine our speech, our posts, and even our motives. Are we bearers of truth, or participants in falsehood? The ninth commandment is, therefore, a call to moral courage. Telling the truth often requires bravery, especially when it may lead to loss, rejection, or persecution. Yet, integrity demands it. Jesus himself stood before Pilate and proclaimed that he came into the world to bear witness to the truth, John 18 verse 37. His followers are likewise called to be witnesses of truth, even when doing so comes at great personal cost. Truth is not merely a moral option, it is a sacred duty and a mark of divine character within the soul. Ultimately, the ninth commandment teaches that truth is not just a matter of speech but a way of life. To bear true witness is to live honestly before God and humanity, aligning one's words, actions, and heart with the eternal reality of divine truth. It is a commandment that shapes conscience, builds community, and reflects the light of God's righteousness in a world too often darkened by deceit. By living truthfully, we honor the Creator of truth and participate in the restoration of the world to His divine order.